What is something that instantly killed the crush you had on someone? He and his group of friends bullied another kid so bad the kid switched schools. Instant nope. She threw the popcorn on the floor as we got up to leave the theater. And not like dropped the bag, like flipped it and gave it a good shake for good measure. They called me stupid. To my face. In front of another person. Because I asked a simple, reasonable question while trying to make conversation. Yeah, never looked at them the same again. When, after he had flirted with me for days, both in person and over text, I suggested we make plans. And he replied, "Sure, not sure if this changes anything, but just so you know, I'm married." He accidentally had a picture of his DKA on his phone, and ever so subtly made me look at it by holding it up to my face. When I asked what the hell he was doing, he said, "Oops, wrong picture." What did you think though? Absolute disgust from then on. When we were young, I gave her a Valentine's card. She smiled while looking into my eyes, ripped the card without opening it, walked away while tossing it in the trash. It hurt terribly, but it snapped me out of that hypnotic trance. I learned personality is everything, it's best to move on quickly. Had a thing for this girl until she sent back food at an Indian restaurant BC. It was too spicy. After being told it would be spicy, and there was no other way to make the dish. She acted super condescending and demanding, and it embarrassed me a ton lol. You could tell she never worked for service, haha. Dude said, "I don't say please. It's a beggar's word." Rough mao, okay dude. Had a crush on a girl for a little while. Then I went to a family reunion and saw her. We share great-grandparents on our mother's sides. I actually had a conversation with him. It stopped right after that. He said if somebody ever came to him thinking about suicide that he'd tell them to shut the fuck up because mental illness isn't real. Definitely struck me wrong, and my crush disappeared so fast. I had a crush on a boy that lasted from 2nd grade, so about 8 years old, till the beginning of 6th grade, 12 years old. I was head over heels for him, and only got to have fleeting moments together that never really lasted long. Until 6th grade, we finally had a class together, and I got to be a seatmate. I was over the moon. For all of about 5 minutes. He just kept talking. And talking. And fucking talking. When I'd finally get a word in edgewise, he'd keep one-upping anything I brought up. So yeah, my 3-year-long crush died in a matter of minutes after actually talking to him lol. Every story she told me was about some argument, conflict, drama. And in every story she considered herself to be the paragon of virtue and honesty, while everyone around her would be vindictive, cruel, and out to get her. I recognized the behavior because my mom does the same thing, and I hate that kind of constant self-victimization. Found out they actually liked me back and I freaked out. 8th grade was a wild time for crushes. Had a crush on a guy in high school. Overheard him saying he thought women should be silent and submissive. I was instantly repulsed by him. He told me about how he disciplined his dogs. I called animal control. He broke up with his girlfriend, and I thought I might be interested. But then, he and his ex appeared to be back together, so I backed off. Then I found out from another friend that he had absolutely no intention of getting back with his ex. He was just using her for affection and attention. My crush dried up and blew away in the wind immediately. Went on a date with a guy that talked about how he would kill a cat, all because it was annoying to him. Oh. She was needlessly bitchy to a waitress at a restaurant. Went to meet his family. Within 2 minutes, he kicked his family dog. His dad then said, "Bad dog," and took the dog outside, making it pretty clear where he learned the behavior. I wanted it to take the dog with me so badly. It's been over 10 years, so not sure she's still with us. But I would think of her from time to time. We had only been dating for about 2 weeks. He took a long detour to take me home, and I thought it was because he wanted to spend a little more time together. So I said something like, "Hey, so how come you took the long way back?" Trying to be playful about it and expecting him to say something sweet. He said, "Because I'm not driving through that neighborhood. There are too many N-words there." Nope. Oh. Nope. Nope. Guy everyone thought was hot and dreamy legit kicked a puppy in front of my face. Not like a football, but in a "you're in my way," still fairly harsh shove with a foot manner. I still hated him for it. Years later, I saw on the news he'd murdered his girlfriend in front of their toddler. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Bad breath bee odor. Had a crush on my superior, and one day we were talking about the horrible and horrifying news of a girl being sat in a bus by a group of men and left to die. This was the New Delhi case that broke India, and it was making headlines everywhere. I remarked that it was just such a horrifying news, and he said, "What time was it? And what was she wearing?" At that moment, all affections for him went out of the window. I was so mad at him, and was this close to slapping him for making such a misogynistic statement. I saw a news article that they were in custody for murder. It was a buildup of things, but one of the big things was his friend joking about how his friend could have spiked my drink on a night out. He said nothing. I'm a believer in the concept that you are who you hang out with, so hearing this made me really uncomfortable. Mentioned their wife. Bragged about drinking and driving. There's a girl I met when I was 14 at Anime Expo, and had this really magical, romanticized, innocent young love summer type of feel. These were the early days of the internet. We kept in touch over AIM, and one day she sends me a video of a guy getting decapitated alive by some soldiers, and she wrote "lol." Pretty much killed all the magic for me and stopped talking to her after that. When he kissed me, he wobbled his tongue in my mouth like some kind of lizard. I saw him pick at his head and then put his finger in his mouth. Multiple times. I still think about that sometimes. What did he find on his scalp that was so tasty? A guy I had a crush on was driving me home from a party, and as we were driving, I saw a bunny rabbit about to cross the road, and I told him to slow down. He didn't stop or even slow down. He hit the bunny. I never talked to him again after that. Also, there were no cars by us. We live in a slow neighborhood.